All right. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Florencio Files. We've got a TVT here, Flo in the top left, Nick in the bottom right. Nick, do you know who you're playing? I hope you realize that this man is scary. He's also very scary, guys, because he's going double gas before barracks. And what's really good about this build is there's no way to spend that much gas this early in the game, and you're basically almost certainly going to bank like 400 or 500 gas very inefficiently. This is an absolutely insane build order. The barracks does go down, but that means he's cutting workers for the second time already before 1 minute in the game. Oh my god. Flo's build orders as Terran are, let's just say, guys, I don't know if you've ever hung out with many wizards. I have. I've been to a lot of cool parties. I went to this rave in Germany once. There was this mud wizard who was like getting these fucking cops who was like, they were like being dickheads, and he got them stuck in the mud. Anyways, I don't know if you guys remember that video. His sleeve, absolutely insane. And Florencio's builds, honestly, they're looser than the sleeves of that wizard. Yeah, you guys know the mud wizard I'm talking about. Yeah, Flo's builds are looser than his sleeves. We are down one worker already in this game. And the barracks is like 10 seconds late. So actually we're down 2 workers. So we're 2 workers down at a minute 40 without anything having happened. Oh my. His opponent already has an orbital on the way and a marine almost out, as Florencio's barracks has just finished. But Flo has 250 gas. But with no tech actually started, there's nothing to spend that gas on, guys. This is technically a build order, and it technically exists. And the factory goes down at 2 minutes after the other guy's factory anyway. How are you possibly going to spend this much gas? And we're still going orbital! But it's like 40 seconds late. What? Well, I think we already know Florencio's won the psychological game, because even if Nick beats the opponent, let's say Nick beats Florencio, if they rewind the replay and check the first 2 minutes of this game, they're going to feel like they lost. Because they're just like, oh god. If the game's even vaguely competitive against a guy who opens like this, I mean, you are already going, oh. For those who don't know, guys, Terran's a lot about build orders, timing, efficient add-on swaps. It's all about really tightening up your builds, hitting your depots at the right time, getting that first mule down. This is like what Terran success is hinged on. Florencio, I don't know why. I'm imagining. Do you guys know that creepy? Is it like a cactus or something that like wobbles that little kids are always scared of? What's that toy called, guys? You guys know that thing? I feel like sometimes when I look at a build order and it's like ballet, it's someone dancing, they're doing that figure skating, they're spinning and shit. Like if a build order was a dance, some people are doing some like, break dancing, they're flipping around. Florencio is more a combination of ray gun, break dancing, and that weird cactus toy thing that just like wiggles awkwardly and kids cry whenever they see it. That's essentially what this build is. This is, one of the slowest one-base build-ups I've ever seen. So he's got 2 Marauders out. He's going to float his barracks across to get high ground vision. But 2 Marauders at almost 4 minutes when there's already a tank on the map, guys. Who walks up their opponent's ramp at almost 4 minutes with 2 Marauders and a barracks that far back? Why? Okay, it's a double. Okay, so he's gonna go double tank and Viking and use the barracks as well. Okay, so it's just a tank Viking push, which could be very effective, especially if the other player doesn't get Viking production going. If you get tank sieged outside his base, you could do a very slow yet effective siege. Nick here is gonna very slowly move out of his base as well. We've got a turret in one base. This player's been traumatized by air units before, guys, and they've said, never again! Never again! I built a blind turret at 4 minutes. Honestly, it's not as early as some players do. It's not like a Silver League turret or anything. Depots have not been lowered, which is a problem. The Lib's going to fly out right past the barracks. 3 Marines should beat the Marauder. Tanks there, but the Marines do manage to defend it. Now, this is where things get weird, because there's a planetary in the natural for Nick. So Nick is kind of playing flow style. This Lib could come back and kill these tanks, though. Oh, we're gonna have a game of dodgems. Can the tanks dodge the Lib? Because the Lib could just siege on this right now. Let's go, Nick. Siege it. Oh, wait. No, Nick's just going to siege his own tank, is he? Well, the tank will get killed, but at least it gets a shot off before it goes down, and the Lib should be able to finish those tanks off. 2 tank kills for 1. Not a bad start. Another Lib does go out. Problem is, if you're not building Vikings, and Flo could take the air advantage. This is high-level TVT right here, guys. And when I say high-level, I mean like fucking high level, man. I'm talking like there people always say like marijuana is not a psychedelic. And I'm like, yeah, I know it's not like technically, but have you ever done a heroic fucking dab? Let's just say, guys, the time dilation can get out of this fucking world, you know? You might start feeling a little bit like you did some shrooms or something, you know? Anyways, Vikings are there. Libs are going to come in. The Vikings are on the wrong side. This could kill a few SCVs. The Vikings should kill it pretty quickly. This is the pull the SC. This is what I call the pro gamer pull, guys. Have you guys seen pros do that? Where they pull, they don't want to pull off mining completely, so they just pull all the SCVs to the other side of the mineral line, but they're still completely in range of the thing that's shooting them. Pro gamers actually do that a lot, so I'm going to give Flow credit for that. That was a pro gamer move. The number of times you see a lib siege there and they just click all the SCVs on this mineral patch and then they all immediately move back into the lib zone and start dying. And you see them go back and they're like, what? And then they box them again and click them on this mineral patch again. And then they like go out of the circle for half a second and they go right back in and start dying. And I'm like, you know, you can just pull them off minerals for 10 seconds, deal with the lib and go back. And pro gamers out there like, I can't give up. Can't give up 5 seconds of mining, man. I can't do it. And I'm like, you're gonna lose like 7 workers doing this. Okay, Flo loses his barracks, guys. He's got 5 Vikings, 2 tanks right now. It's the Viking advantage that probably wins this game. Nick's so defensive right now. I guess Flo's economy is Flo's on 18 workers. Flo has not built a worker in 5 minutes. What the hell? Oh, okay, I guess he lost 4. So he built like 4 workers since the 2-minute mark. My gosh. Vikings are gonna come down, but uh-oh. Viking advantage to Flo. He gets 3 Vikings for 1. And that means you are getting sieged. Gonna go for a second starport here, but if you don't have the gas mining on your natural, you can't really keep up. If he gets the gas mining on the natural and focuses on nothing but Vikings, he could defend. He also needs like a cyclone or something on the ground to push these Vikings back. It is only 2 tanks, actually. You could literally just unsiege your tanks, land your Vikings, and A-move this. Especially if you pull a few SCVs. But at the low level, players always ask, how do I beat siege tanks? How do I beat siege tanks? Without fail, they'll have no map vision. They'll let the tanks walk up, siege like 1 tank outside their base, start shooting them. And then they'll just sit there for 5 minutes panicking. And then there'll be like 8 siege tanks outside their base. And you're like, okay, at that point, you might have left it too long. But generally, A-move them, preferably when their tanks aren't sieged up. Oh, Flo hasn't reinforced. Dude, massive Viking advantage right now. For Nick. Nick comes down, kills a Viking, but then runs away to repair. Does give Flo a bit of time. And that lib could confirm the kill. These Vikings should have kept fighting, man. They should have kept fighting. There's not enough SCVs repairing. Gotta repair the planetary. Repair the planetary. Save the place. You save the planetary, you're fine. If you save the planetary, but the Vikings are going down. Oh, the planetary falls and the Vikings go down. Flo asserts dominance over this natural with the slowest 1-base tank Viking rally of all time. Chat says, why no Ravens? I always build Ravens in TVT. If you are not a GM player and you're building Ravens in TVT, you are almost certainly doing it wrong. I'm exaggerating, but realistically, diamonds are, for most players, Ravens are like the worst thing you can commit to. Even me, I don't like to build many Ravens in TVT because there's too many times I fuck up the spells on them. Don't get me wrong, they're a very good unit. If you are like Diamond 1 or above and you're a macro player, you absolutely can open 2 to 3 Ravens as standard. But if you're not a good player with the Ravens, if you're not high APM, it's much better to just build tanks, Vikings, fighting units. Things that are very simple to use and do their job without you activating the spells. Problem people have with Ravens is they always use them in the wrong manner or at the wrong time. Vikings land, take out the tank. Nice move for Flo there. But I do like this float down. So the problem for Flo is that Nick knows how to macro. The problem Nick has is Nick doesn't know how to take control of the skies. And that's the main problem Nick's been struggling with. If Nick just focused on nothing but Viking production, because they've got such better economy management. Like, Flo's just started building some more SCVs here. He's kind of got 4 workers on 1 gas there, 4 on that gas. Like, you know, he's not really got much more production. He finally builds another starport. For some reason, he scans his own main base. I think that's a misclick. I think it was meant to be a mule. And we're going to see a sensor tower up here. So Nick, I think, is realizing, oh, you're not here anymore. Flo's pulled home his contain. But if Nick just goes, this should be a reactor. Should be going double Viking production and tank production. You should be able to win because Flo doesn't really have too much going to his name. But because this expansion's down here, it's going to be hard for Nick to macro correctly. Building 2 commands and is trying to build to that next step. And Flo is going to turtle up at home. Their supply is insanely low at 7.5 minutes for a 12-worker start. Well, they were both just missing workers at the start, for sure. Don't get me wrong, you might be a good Raven player, Rain in Nightshade. It's kind of like Blink Stalkers. Ravens in TVT are like Blink Stalkers. So I'm not shitting on you for building Ravens. I'm shitting on most players for building Ravens. Because I see a ton of players who they will just copy what pros do. Like, I build Ravens because pros build Ravens. And I'll watch their games and they never use any abilities. They just fly in and die. You know? And it's like when I see, like, there's a lot of Platinum Protoss players out there who just make mass Blink Stalkers. And the only time they ever use Blink is to blink all the Stalkers to their death. You know, they'll just grab all of them and blink forward. And I'm like, you're not even doing basic defensive blink micro, which is like the easiest use case, is just pull back a few weak Stalkers, you know, so they don't immediately die. And I'm like, why are you building the unit that's entirely based on a high skill teleportation spell if you're not using it? And they're like, no. I saw the best Protoss players do it. And I'm like, but you're not using it the way the top Protoss players are doing it, so why? Okay, guys, Nick's got the Viking advantage right now. Just needs to move down here to defend this tank. Otherwise, we're going to lose control of our natural. We're letting the tanks take position again. I mean, as long as Nick just fights, Nick just wins. All Nick needs to do is scan, see that you've got more Vikings, get your Vikings over the top, and you've got position. This tank did survive, so you're in a good spot. Just got to keep building Vikings, and then when you've got the air advantage, you build a Liberator, guys. A single Lib can siege and kill everything on the ground. This is a very easy situation. Is he building a planetary in front of his planetary? What the fuck is this? Dude, this guy, do you guys remember that Reddit AMA years ago about the guy born with 2 dicks? Apparently it was fake, but I still like to imagine it's real in my headcanon. Anyways, he was answering people's questions about how weird dating is and stuff, and how everyone that like gets with him, and he gets with a lot of ladies, love it, but also they're all into like weird fetish shit. So he's like, it's hard to get like a proper relationship with someone who's not batshit insane. Anyways, I feel like Nick here read that AMA and said that's my life goal, and right now has built 2 big firm Terran planetaries right next to each other in the natural. Some would say it's superfluous. What's the second one even going to be used for? But I think Nick just said, I don't give a shit. I want to have 2 big firm planetaries just rubbing up on each other next. You know, why the fuck not? And I can't. You know, you don't let your memes be dreams, or your dreams be memes. Don't let your dreams be memes. Just get after it. Don't land on this. Please don't. Just build a Liberator. Where's your Liberator? Why is the Liberator back here? Please don't land on that. Dude, there's Cyclones coming. And you got to actually take advantage of this with tanks as well, but there's only 1 factory, so Nick is sieging the Lib. He's going to get a tank or 2, but is that really enough? I don't think so, because the Cyclones can come forward and win this fight. Oh, look at that! Flo lifts the Viking after they land. Very cute, very cute. But, I mean, you've got 3 bases. You've got 44 workers. Flo's got his 3rd almost done. He still hasn't morphed an orbital on his natural or anything. Lib does pull back. The problem you're having as Nick is yes, air advantage is good, but it's not going to win the game on its own. You do need to get, like, 3-4 factories and start making lots of tanks. But with 2 planetaries in the natural, I'm not sure if Nick's thinking is that logical. We're going to go BCs. Okay, that could work as well, I guess. We're going to go BCs. All right. And then we're going to surround our main base with turrets. Okay. All right, this is, and we're going to go ghosts. So it's going to be nukes against battle cruisers, guys. Who wins? Flo still doesn't know about this base down here, man. Oh, he's going to find it? No, he's not. He thinks he's up on economy. Oh, Flo doesn't know. Nick's pulled a sneaky one, man. And Nick's even going to go out and take another corner. Nick's like, look, I'm a very defensive player. I've got to use my two big cocks in my natural, you know. Let's fucking chill out here and just fucking hang for it, man. I'm stubborn. I'd be super noob. Dragoon's my favorite unit, so I'd probably focus on Blink Stalkers, says Technior. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Stalkers can be fun, but, yeah, definitely not really. What would be, I mean, I think Dragoons were just, like, the massed unit for noobs who didn't know how to play StarCraft 1 in my experience. As someone who's not a StarCraft 1 expert, right? Anytime I watched noobs play at, like, the internet cafe, all they would do is mass Dragoons on the unlimited resource maps. They'd always play Protoss, and they'd build nothing but Dragoons. So to me, like, Dragoons were, like, because they, like, shoot up and shoot down, even though their stats, I don't think were really that good. I just felt like the unit where the player didn't need to, like, know anything about StarCraft, and they could build them, and they would kind of do okay. Maybe they were actually good on fastest map possible. The Dragoon was a solid meta, according to the Bulgarian. Well, I remember I played a guy who tried to do that. I was fucking destroying him with ultras. Because you just needed to have 10 hatchery of ultra rally and, you know, 10, 20 hatcheries of Ultra Rally, and felt like they'd do pretty well against those Dragoons. But maybe I was too noob. I don't know, man. We were all pretty noob back then. Flo finally finds this base down here, guys. Ooh, Cyclones locking onto the PF. Gonna repair. How are we gonna defend this? Oh, we're gonna send a BC. Oh, he's gonna nuke it. Dude, guys, does a BC beat that many Vikings and a Cyclone? Nick. Mate, you got to think about whether your QRF is appropriate to the situation. The SCV is trying to take out the Ghost. I don't know about that, mate. He's not even A-moved. He takes a nuke, and the BC flies in and almost dies. Holy shit, guys. Guys, imagine you've got like literally there's 4 million friggin' Taliban coming over the hills at your little outpost, your little squad, and you're like, the QRF is one fucking 4 dudes in a Humvee, and you're like, yeah, let's call them in. They'll save us. And then let's, we don't have any ammo left. Let's, like, equip bayonets, charge into melee with the Taliban, and have a good time. What the fuck, man? Yes, in this analogy, Florencio's the Taliban, guys. If you disagree with that analogy, you don't understand who Florencio is. Because I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, I don't think he believes women should be allowed to read. What? No. I'm just saying words at this point, guys. Anyways, Vikings and BCs are hanging out. We've got +2 armor on the way. So we will get to 2-2 upgrades. Florencio doesn't know how to upgrade, which means his Vikings will fall off pretty badly long term. But right now, he has an army that only is designed to shoot up. Tanks would destroy this army. Thors would destroy this army. Unfortunately, trying to go full air here has put Nick in a bit of a hard position, losing some important gas, and all these nukes are big. This nuke, the Cyclones do dirt forward a bit, but that nuke is gonna clip these tanks, and these SCVs are standing way too close to it right now. The BC is gonna go in for a counter, but oh my god, guys! Okay, he does pull the SCVs back. The tanks do not die, neither does the planetary. They weren't close enough to take the maximum inner ring of damage. Vikings coming forward. There is a missile turret there helping against those Vikings. BCs are going to fly through, ravaging Florencio's main base economy of 2 SCVs. Yamatos will go down on a few of these Vikings. Nicely done there. And the whole army for Flo actually is going to head home. Oh, he's going to kill a Ghost Academy before the nuke comes in. That's one way to counter Ghosts, I guess, is to focus down the building that houses the nukes. These guys have teleport available, so they can just teleport home. And that's a good choice. Teleports on the tanks. Surprised he didn't scan for where the army was, but I guess if you've got mostly planetaries, you can't really afford to do that. Now, with the air upgrade advantage, I think BC Viking actually wins. All you need to do as Nick now is gather your air army, fight this army, and even though the Cyclones will be annoying, they don't have mag field, and I think with a few Yamatos on them, your Vikings wrecking these Vikings. I mean, 12 versus... it is a lot of Vikings for Flo. Once 2-2 kicks in, though, it just feels like the upgrade advantage is going to be pretty big. That Ghost is just outside of tank range, guys. There's only one nuke right now because of that Ghost Academy going down. Ooh, that tank gets a nasty shot off. BC's coming forward. You can see he's baited him in, man. Pulling the SCVs is a wild move. Dude, he does kill the Ghost, but at what cost, mate? At a certain point, you got to just take the nuke on the face rather than lose your whole army for it. Dude, did he just sack 5 BCs for that? 4 BCs. He could have just taken the nuke, man. The SCVs are going to pull. That was crazy. He's got his own Vikings he could have pulled in as well. Okay, so Nick right now is trying to take gas in the corner. Widow Mines are really good against Vikings, guys. They do 40 splash damage. Vikings only have 135 hit points, so if you land a few Widow Mines, they're great. Good addition with this army. I mean, it's good you got a second factory, but yeah, you gotta chill, mate. I feel like if Nick just gets a 3rd and 4th up, they win. But Flo's got a 3rd up, still no orbitals. Flo doesn't believe in orbitals, I guess. He built one in the main. He hasn't been building any others. He's taken more bases. Flo's only on 47 workers. He's trying to play Nuke Viking against BC Turtle. This is such a weird matchup right now. We'll see what happens. Clem is a loser, says chat. What? Wait, they said all easy Clem. She's like, what? Alloway Clem or something? I don't know how you say that in French, I always forget. But then they said Clem's a loser like me. Can't tell if you're a Clem fanboy or hater. This is very confusing. I also don't know why we're talking about Clem right now in the chat. Some people always come in chat and they're like, oh man, I don't know why you hate bananas or something. And I'm like, what? I eat bananas all the time. They're like, I'm fucking sick of your hatred of banana. You know, like they'll just like have some random imagined conversation topic that they're like, I need to talk about. And you're always just like, you're trying to connect the dots. But I don't know if you guys, I loved Connect the Dots as a kid. I thought it was a really fun thing. Helps your hand-eye coordination, helps you kind of, you guess what's the picture going to be before you connect all the dots, that sort of stuff. But I think when you play Schizo Connect the Dots, it does get a little bit confusing sometimes. You're like, eh? They're like, well, Clem loser, he's a poopy head in my brain. I love Clem, but his big peenie, I don't know. Sometimes Terran Imba, also Psystorm. And you're just like, holy fuck, man. Can we just like stay on one thread for like 6 seconds? Anyways. Command center in the top right as well. Oh, you guys think this is like watching Clem on both Paralytics and Barbiturates at the same time and trying to play? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe Clem would play like this if he was exceptionally high. Maybe. Oh, those Widow Mines! The Widow Mines! Flo! Flo! Oh my god, Flo just went to Dicktown! Flo just went to Dicktown! Flo just went to Dicktown. Holy shit, one-way trip, all expenses paid. Oh my god, 21 minutes of a rather slow-paced game, guys. I'm going to instant rewind. I don't give a shit. We're doing an instant rewind. We're doing an instant rewind. Oh no. Look at this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah. He does nuke attack in the 2 BCs, which is hilarious. Seeing BCs take the full damage from a nuke is crazy, guys, but wow. Flo just lost thousands of resources to those Widow Mines, and Nick has a corner base he doesn't know about. I think Nick's in a really good position now. Nick, it's a shame they lost 4 of their BCs. Is building 4 more, but honestly, I feel like they could just teleport on top of the production and win this game, right? If they go in with 6 BCs, they might just win this game. The Marines down here clearing up the missile turret. I think Nick's going to re-expand down here by the looks of it. Yes, he is. Let's go, Nick. There's a Widow Mine here. Widow Mines, guys, can Widow Mines, they can target enemy Widow Mines, right? Because I know Widow Mines, like, they don't do friendly fire to their own Widow Mines, but surely they do friendly fire to enemy, or surely they still do splash to enemy Widow Mines, right? Just, you never really see a Widow Mine walking in range of another Widow Mine, you know? It's not like an interaction you see very often. All right, Flo down here, cleans up those Marines. He's going to transfer some SCVs around. His economy management is, as always, interesting. He's got a few gases mining with 1 worker. He's on 52 workers total. Still no upgrades, and those 2-2 ship upgrades are looking pretty good for Betty Nick here. +3 armor. Ooh, vehicle weapons. I'm not the biggest fan. I feel like +3 ship weapons is more important, guys. Vehicle weapons doesn't help Widow Mines, and you've only got 2 siege tanks, so maybe a misclick there. But either way, I think the BCs are just getting so well upgraded that you know your Vikings do 2 attacks, guys. I think it's 2 times. Was it like 14, 12 versus armored, something like that? But if you're negating that by 6 on each one of those attacks, and it goes down to like 2 times 8 or 2 times 6, it's a massive reduction. Widow Mines here getting a few good shots off. Flo, does he not have scans? He's got a scan, but he's made another orbital that's full of energy now as well. The other command centers are still not upgrading because God knows why. The command center is trying to make the slowest getaway of all time. He's like, quick, quick. He won't see us. He won't see us. He didn't see it. Oh my god, Nick, we for real? I guess he knows the units are coming. Oh, he could have. Okay, careful. Are we gonna lose all these BCs? There's no reason to. Why did, guys? Oh my gosh. Okay, teleports down south and clears the sense tower, and then he's got to run away though. This is a dangerous teleport. So guys, the rule with BCs is that you want to always. Oh, he's gonna try and bait to the Widow Mines. I see. Getting fancy as Nick, but Nick's got to be careful, man. Nick's got to be careful. You've already used your teleport and all your hit points before the fight started, so why would you choose to fight right now? The Vikings are going to land. What in the world? The decision-making of Nick right now, a little bit reminiscent of those panicked goats that faint whenever they're shocked by anything, guys. I don't know what the hell this BC Viking usage is. We've got a massive, massive army quality advantage and double the army supply. But Nick is so afraid. And Nick really needs to just fly in, kill some stuff. And when you're flying in with BCs, guys, what you do is you're flying in from here. You scan to see where the army's coming from. When they get close, you can stack your BCs by clicking under them. You motto like 8 units, or 6 units in this case, with your 6 BCs, and then just fly away or teleport away the moment you're in trouble. It's really easy if you use scans. And there's plenty of scan energy for Nick as well. These Widow Mines all getting picked off by these Cyclones, guys. This is a real problem for Nick right now. Oh, Flo messes up and walks in Widow Mine range, loses 2 Cyclones there. Flo still does not know about this corner base though, so he thinks he's starving Nick. Nick's gonna come forwards. This command center did escape earlier. It's gonna fly back. Dude, I'm always amazed that this is what like the StarCraft experience is like on ladder for some people. I'm always just like, damn, you know, you realize like people live in different worlds, different realities. It's crazy. BC is gonna come down here thinking, oh, sensor tower, there must be an expansion. Nice in control voice back there as well. But only gonna find a sensor tower, nothing else down here. Nothing else down here. The nukes are gonna come in. SCVs, good evacuation. Nick's been really good at evacuating these bases, man. Only gonna lose a few workers on gas. Takes a bit of damage. BC's flying in. Okay, a couple turrets and SCVs going down, not bad. But no Yamatos. This is like I said, the basics of BCs, guys, is you scan where they're coming from. So you Yamato before they even start shooting you. And then you teleport home, so you get 6 free kills each time. Oh, that's what I literally call this, the battlecruiser attacks. Because if you're playing against it, there's almost no way to avoid it. They're always going to come in, kill a bunch of units for free, and then teleport home and repair back up. And it's kind of free for them. But obviously, getting the BCs up is so expensive in the first place. Now, obviously, the ways you can counter that with Terran is interference matrix. You interference matrix the BCs. If they don't see the Ravens coming, you come in from a flank. Bam! They're locked down. They can't teleport, and that's when you can kill them. So interference matrix is the best way to shut them down. But of course, Ghosts can potentially EMP Ravens. Ravens can get sniped down. And BCs can teleport before those matrices land as well. It's a matrices, Peg. Your mum's a matris. That's right. So get out. Get out of here. Yeah, Widow Mines, now, they're a good surprise earlier on. They're good if they have some tanks guarding them or something. But without any tanks guarding them, like one tank guarding these Widow Mines, and the Cyclones can't really pick at them, you know? Turret's going to go down up there. Oh, gets a decent Widow Mine shot. Is Flo out of scans, guys? Flo's out of scans. Oh my god, he's out of scans. Almost. He'll have another one in a moment. He's got to be careful. BC's going to fly. I love that the sensor towers keep spotting where Nick's BCs are coming from, so it's no surprise. Now, like I said, Nick should be scanning here, stacking them, Yamatoing all the Cyclones, and then teleporting home. This is not how you use BCs, mate. You can't be a mass BC player who doesn't know how to use BCs. What are we doing? Instead, we just lose one and teleport home. This is the battlecruiser tax is going in the opposite direction. We're giving away a battlecruiser half the time without doing any damage in return. This is not how you do it. If your whole strategy is turtle battlecruiser, use it correctly, mate. Cyclones are going to take out the tank. That's a really good move for Flo. The Ghost gets blasted there. The Planetary is actually killing one of these Cyclones. High sec has been made here, and Nick does have a high sec drive, just in case you guys were wondering. I know a lot of you guys in the audience are low sec drive. Oh, no, dude, guys, teleport's not ready. Teleport's not ready. It's still 30 seconds away. Mate, you can't be flying in right now without teleport ready. This is the danger zone. Oh, no. What are you doing, mate? What are you doing? Nick, you're still 20 seconds off teleport, you dum-dum. You can't just go in until it's ready. But then again, the upgrades are so good, it might not matter. Yamatos do take out a bunch of those Vikings. I think you just have to commit on top. You have to fly on top of the Vikings. You can't run away. You got to fly on top. You can beat them with your upgrades, mate. Oh my god, as long as you just move command forwards. Move command forwards. So they can't kite you, but you've already lost too many. Oh my god, what a throwaway of such a massive advantage in this game. Flo there with the Viking count just jumps on top when the cooldown's not available. And Nick just not knowing. This is BCs. The BCs. Oh, I don't think he should have stopped to Yamato at all. In that scenario, you want to get right on top of the Vikings so they can't kite you guys. Obviously, the battlecruisers do a lot more damage against ground than air. Their air-to-air is not as powerful, but with +3 armor, +2 ship weapons, these Vikings are struggling. Oh, guys, we got a cool viewer in chat. Come to Jesus and his words in the Bible. Jesus' resurrection is here. Jesus is our savior. Hope, dream, and future. He loves you very much. He understands your struggle. Come to Jesus. Pray about it, as he loves you very much. You'll be heard by Jesus. Heavenly bless you. Say amen if you believe. Heart emoji. High five emoji. Is that a fucking drugged up face with a halo, that third emote? It's very small on my second. I think it's a drugged up face with a halo on it. I think he's saying Jesus makes you feel like you're on drugs. It's a psychedelic. Let's go for it. Why not? Jesus maxing. I do appreciate. This is like the modern evangelical. For those who don't know, guys, evangelicals feel like part of their like, you know, to not try and spread the word is bad, right? It's a failure in your dereliction of your duty as a good Christian, because otherwise, like, anyone who doesn't, you know, accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior is going to burn in hell forever. So you're trying to literally save people from burning in hell. You're a good guy. The next level of that is doing it by creating Twitch chatbots to go and spread the message for you. This is the evangelical AI revolution, guys. I'm out there scaling my spreading of the word of Jesus. That's right. My AI bot knows to translate it into different dialects. So depending on the regionality of who they're speaking to, it will actually change between Jesus and Jesus, depending on that. And it will also read into the people it's talking to socioeconomic background to try and convince them of Jesus' awesomeness. But we can scale this without evangelical AI solutions. Thank you very much. Good to see you guys. I'm glad that religion is going the way of chatbots as well. Very nice to see. Are you able to respond to things, Pills the chatbot, or do you just spam the message and that's it? Because I was hoping for a bit more interactivity, personally. I coded it too. It's vertically integrated proselytizing. Guys, this game's turning into a bit of a shit show, because look at this. The landed Vikings, and now Hellbats are coming in. And the Vikings up there, Flo's economy is taking some damage, but Nick already took massive damage on his income, so these Hellbats need to get to work. I really love this transition, guys. Nick is getting +1 infantry weapons, preparing for the 43-minute unupgraded Marine transition, which will happen 12 minutes from now. Very intelligent upgrade. When you've got almost no gas in the bank, you're on basically BC Viking tank. +1 infantry weapons seems like a priority. Hellions here, getting a good toast on these SCVs. We'll see what's happening. Holy hell, it's still going. Oh, this game's never going in. I don't know if you guys have ever... So part of... Sorry, guys, I forgot. Technically, I was meant to say, because of the consumer and advertising laws, #sponsored. That's right, guys. This segment is sponsored by Jesus, and you need to accept him as your Lord and Savior. If you do not accept Jesus, you might end up in hell, or potentially getting stuck in purgatory. Now, what is purgatory? A lot of you guys, Zoomers, don't know about this. So let me tell you right now, purgatory, much like this TVT, feels like you're stuck in a never-ending kind of weird Mayan nothing space where you're not quite alive, you're not quite dead, and everything's kind of blending into one big, gigantic mech orgy of incompetence. It's kind of fantastic, guys. If you guys want, though, to avoid this sort of game and it being your afterlife of being stuck in a 32-minute mech versus mech TVT, don't forget to accept #Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Thank you very much, guys in the chat. Guys, girls, thank you very much. Sorry, guys, that's our sponsored segment over there. We've fulfilled our contractual obligation to Big Jesus there. What can I say? He pays even more than mobile games. Can't say no to a sponsorship of that caliber. I apologize for the non-religiously inclined in the chat. Hopefully you guys can accept it. Yeah, Valley Girl preaching is the best. That's the best preacher voice. The best kind of preacher is the Valley Girl preacher, guys. It doesn't get much more culty than the Valley, you know? Isn't that where, like, Scientology started and stuff? Yeah, good time. Throwing out a shout out to Big J. Everyone knows the Catholics play the best with their gold doubloons. Corporate Jesus Incorporated, a division of God Corp. Yeah, this message was approved by Corporate Jesus Incorporated, a division of God Corp. Side effects of accepting Jesus may involve eternal bliss, salvation of your soul, and feeling superior morally and ethically to those around you. Yeah, sorry guys, we forgot to read the disclaimer at the end of the shout out. Hopefully it's not too late. Ooh, the Widowbine's got some more boom booms on those Vikings. The Vikings are going to pull back. The Hellion, Cyclone, Siege Tank, and Viking going to push forward. I think Flo's got a big advantage because he's on 70 workers. He's maintaining his income much better. Dude! Betty Nick has just gone for the double cock again. Oh my god, Flo just walked into another field of Widowmines. Dude, look at this 4-cock build, though. I love this build. I've never called a planetary a cock before. There's just something about putting 2 planetaries next to each other. It's just, I don't know, it's so weird. Like, I don't know why, man. It just feels so, like, weirdly insecure. I don't know, like, I'm looking at these double planetaries, guys. It just feels so, it's... But let's see. Wait, what's the guy's name in Psycho? What's his name? Alan? He's like, but let's see fucking Thingo Allen's planetary fortresses, you know? It's I don't know, there's just this what color is that? It's bone white. You know, like it's fucking and the elegant placement with the siege tank behind. It just oozes class. Command center goes down in the top right as well. Hellbat's clearing some SCVs. BC's down here as well. I do like the idea of Corporate Jesus, guys. Corporate Jesus is fun. You joke big, the initial planetary went down in 4 minutes while the double PF has lasted for 20. That is true. The first PF went down to a few tanks and Vikings and a lib at the start, didn't it? Big, I'm gonna need this game to finish before I have kids and they go to college. No! I promised Big Jesus when I started casting this game that we were basically gonna make sure people got a true understanding of the depth of the depravity of not accepting Jesus as your Lord and Savior. So I had to pick the longest game where it does feel like two guys who are slowly using it feels like two dudes who hate each other and they're aggressively shaving each other's nuts, but for some reason they're not allowed to actually just stab each other, so they're just accidentally giving each other little razor cuts but on each other's balls, which is horrific, by the way. But it's also like, if you hate each other enough to like why are you shaving each other's balls? Like, I don't even understand why that's a thing right now, but like mech TVT is often akin to two guys shaving each other's balls, even though they're mortal enemies, and that's a weird situation. The Widow Mines just keep on finding damage. Flo probably should have built a Raven. He's building one now, and Cyclones will come forward as well. There's more Widow Mines here. Okay, he knows about this one. He remembered this one. This is such a dumb game. Wait, Flo doesn't have a single upgrade? Flo doesn't make attack and armor upgrades. He refuses to. He says unless he has a very good reason, he doesn't like making upgrades unless there's a specific reason. General attack and armor upgrades, he feels like basically upgrades you just make in general. And he doesn't like making things, he likes it to be a very specific purpose. So just doing a bit more damage is not specific enough for him. This is one of his laws of Florencio's science school for kids who can't macro good. It does mean that the longer a game goes, the worse the situation gets for him. And he's definitely lost games to it, but often his opponent's brains are so broken by the time they get into a 30-40 minute game that they will walk into nukes, throw armies away, land Vikings rather than winning the air fight, teleport their BCs in and you know, try and fight without having the teleport to get home, all that sort of stuff. BCs are out again. They're going to go down south. There is a bit of money coming in, but Flo's income is just off the charts comparatively. Even though his gas income's kind of a little crappy, still not fully mining all these gases, you can see, but you know, he's doing well enough. And the BCs, teleport's not available, so he's learned his lesson. The Widow Mines, again, the Widow Mines just keep burrowing in these same two spots. I love that Nick just keeps replacing Widow Mines in the exact same two spots, just there and there, over and over and over again, and Flo keeps like getting surprised by them. Flo's just like, bloody hell, man, thought I killed these. Pig, we are progressive Christian these days. It's not Jesus anymore, it's Yeshua. Yeshua? Really? I thought people were calling him like, I don't really follow religious stuff. I'm not religious, full disclosure, guys. But I thought they were, I thought, because I keep hearing people say highway, which a highway is where you drive a car really fast. It's also a Chinese phone company, I believe. It's my way or the highway. So I think they also call it highway now or something, right? Like, so it's like because it's a Chinese phone company, right? Yeah. So I think basically praising our Chinese overlords, bringing us cheap EVs and cheaper phones rather than paying the money to Apple or Samsung. The evil corporate Western overlords. Planetary is going to get repaired over there as well. That should be good. These BCs are going to teleport back. Why are they so scared to win? Well, you got to remember, these guys have been shaving each other's nuts for the last 38 minutes, Elitish. So if you'd been shaving Florencio's nuts, or he'd been shaving yours and constantly accidentally kind of taking a bit of skin off your scrot, you also would be as afraid as these guys are. Like, there are things like guys will be like, I'm the bravest guy ever, I'm not afraid of getting my hands dirty. And then you like, oh, okay, are you ready to get this mallet to your scrotum? And they're like, fucking no. And they run away like cowards. And that's essentially these two guys right now. They've had enough ball trauma that, I mean, you got to realize, Nick is so traumatized. He's built two dicks in his natural in his third. He's like, I need double the shaft to help protect my boys. They're so fragile. You know what I'm talking about? Pig, are you gonna show us the first draw in SC2? Oh, we've seen a few draws before, but I don't know how many we've seen in flow files. Has there ever been a draw flow files? I'm not sure. Raven goes down, BC's teleporting back one at a time. That might be a bit too fancy. You know these units are outranged. Oh, his teleport's not ready. Okay. Oh, fighting without teleport ready again. That's unfortunate. I think because he had one of them available, kind of tricked him there a little bit. Flo's going to take the top right corner as well. And, yeah. Sitting on 130 supply with 20 works and banks this big is really honorable stuff. Fighting single unit duels instead of army battles. I mean, the Widow Mines just keep burrowing the exact same position on this. I feel like you'd randomize the Widow Mine position at some point, right? Wouldn't you randomize it? I guess these guys have moved up a bit further north, but yeah. I do like the adamants about the Widow Mines. I guarantee you guys, if there was like siege tanks mixed in with these Widow Mines, Flo has, I don't think, any answer to this. I really don't think if there was some tanks with these Widow Mines around this map, like you could have full map control. I used to do a battle mech style where I'd play like Widow Mines everywhere, and then I would go tanks and Thors, and I would just cover the map in Widow Mines, but they'd also be randomly tanks. And the whole thing is I just turn the map into a minefield, but it's not just Widow Mines, because they can get outranged by things. There's also random tanks scattered around. And people would get traumatized playing against this style years ago. And obviously, very gimmicky style. Oh! But you can just see the trauma of walking into Widow Mines. And Flo, with no tanks, is struggling. If there was a tank here, puts more Widow Mines here with a tank behind it, like, Flo's got no answer to that, man. Chat says, split your fucking units. I mean, he might not even be watching them. To be fair, it's Flo. He's always watching his army. I don't think he's got the hand speed necessarily to spread those reactively. Doesn't give you a lot of time to react. Oh, BC's flying in. That's a lot of turrets. I don't know about this one, man. Teleport out! Teleport out! Still doesn't ever scan or Yamato before teleport. This is hurting me inside, guys. Nick has played a style that is predicated on Yamatoing enemy units and teleporting home, and is not used it a single time. Like, Yamato has killed like 6 Vikings, but then all the BCs died right after. This is painful. We're gonna build a missile turret next to Flo's base. Flo right now is getting to the point, guys. He said, you know what? I've done shaving. There's no hair left. I'm gonna pull out the sandpaper. And right now he is trying to polish the nutsack of Nick until Nick leaves the game. Now, it's a very fine grain. It's not a high grit. If it's a high grit, that's incredibly painful immediately. But I think Nick can probably handle a little bit of sanding on the balls for at least a few minutes here. You're on 106 supply. You've got the same army supply as Flo. Get some Widow Mine harass in here as well to be annoying. You know, it's something where I think you can handle a few minutes of Flo sanding your nuts. But these BCs are going to run into a better army. Teleport's not ready. Uh-oh, I think this could be GG. This could be GG. The Vikings and the Cyclones should absolutely wreck these BCs. Flo's not watching. Flo's not watching and he lets him escape. He's like, no, it's not time for the high grit. Not time for the high grit yet. At first I thought this is not the salt mines, guys. This is the Florencio Files. Florencio is the world's first sewer mermaid, guys. So what happened is due to the urbanization, increasing pollution, and destruction of native habitats, what happened is over just off the coast of Santa Fe, California, the mermaids' natural environment started to go down. I don't know if you guys have heard about the kelp forests receding, way too many sea urchins as well. So what happened is a few of the mermaids actually got forced to forage for food into the lower sewer system. And what they ended up finding there is that obviously they weren't well suited. A lot of them grew sick. A lot of them died. It was really, really sad. It was an ecological disaster. Luckily, there was one saving grace of the entire thing, and that was that some of them evolved, right? Where there's a will, there's a way. And it turns out Florencio was the world's first sewer mermaid, one who specifically grew with a rare mutation to actually feed off of garbage salt deposits that drip through the garbage juice, giving the nutrients, the micronutrients needed, and an ability to feed off fecal matter as well, and actually gain necessary nutrition from it. So yeah, much like some sort of subterranean amoeba or fungus, Florencio thrives where other life cannot, and that is why he is the world's first sewer mermaid, a mermaid designed for the sewers. Since then, of course, he has been out there spreading his filth, trying to rub poo in his opponent's eyes. You guys know an octopus gets scared, it shoots a blast of ink out. As Flo finally finds the BCs, he's gonna get 1 or 2. Oh, he gets 1, he gets 2. Two BCs? 2 BCs, and has to pull back because of the turrets. Yeah, you guys know how an octopus will shoot ink out, right? So Florencio, what he does is if you catch this sewer mermaid and you surprise him, you scare him, you're a bit of a predator maybe, he basically will just shoot shit into your eyeballs. He will shoot shit literally into your eyeballs and blind you with it. It has been a lot of pink eye. They've said cases have gone up 40% in the homeless population. Homeless people often in LA especially, but all around California, unfortunately, often do have to take shelter in and near sewer entrances. So unfortunately, sometimes they do catch him when he's feeding. He shoots shit in their eyes, and there's been a lot of pink eye going around. Unfortunate, but it is what it is, you know. This is way below your level, says Nick. Flo drops question mark. Yes, you don't understand. Sure. You say what, says Flo. I mean, I think this is kind of about Flo's level. I do think the game is kind of painful, but yeah, like Flo, I don't know, man. Flo has always been a player who feels like he's trolling you every time you play him. But he truly is someone who I believe is just immensely high when he's playing StarCraft. And as a result, the games are a little bit like an artistic impersonation of what a StarCraft game might look like to someone who's taken far too many mushrooms. Yeah, the thing is, I don't know, man. I don't study if Flo's leaving games or spamming new accounts all the time. Obviously, I'd give him shit for smurfing, but no one's ever said anything like that. I think most people have a problem with him, and there are quite a few. Basically, just the effect that, like, there's no way anyone can seriously be trying to win while playing this stupid. But after casting hundreds of games of Florencio, I beg to differ. Like, I truly see his skill level with Terran and Zerg is so much lower than what his peak was with Protoss. And that's no shade on him. He hasn't played it as long. I don't think he's also been grinding StarCraft as consistently in recent years since he swapped Terran and Zerg. Personally, I still enjoy his Protoss play more than his Terran and Zerg because I feel like Protoss is a bit more low APM friendly and it's a bit easier to mess the game up and kind of hard counter your opponent with interesting unit sets. Whereas with Terran, the games drag on like this way too much. And that's kind of the nature of Terran, is if you're not good at macro and multitasking and your build orders kind of suck and everything is just using filthy unit comps and traps, you're going to end up in games like this sometimes where it's just, it's kind of like watching two players fall down a staircase and break their own bones, but I'm not the biggest fan of these games. As a part of why I probably don't cast as many flow files these days is I do find these TVTs a bit infuriating at times because I'm just like, okay, it's hard to kill each other. It's a bit boring, even though you get these cool interactions. The Widow Mines was so funny. The double planetaries. Like, I think I'm putting this on YouTube, guys. You guys let me know who are watching live. We cast one before, which I don't think I'll put on YouTube because I think it was a bit dull and a bit slow-paced of a TVP. But I think this one, you know, there's enough weird shit that happened. We've had enough interesting talks. Also, I am contractually obliged due to that contract with Big Jesus to actually put this out on YouTube. So I guess I kind of have to. But hopefully you guys agree. I think it's kind of an interesting game. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Obviously, I do find like Protoss is just better for forcing the game into a weird spot and then countering your opponent because Protoss is so good at getting lots of vision and then like having these hard unit swaps. Terran's just a bit slower to unit swap and a bit less flexible defensively, and it's also a bit harder to, like, you can't quite do the cannon rushes and things that like mess up people's builds as well as you can with Protoss. You can still do them, but because Flo's openings are so sloppy, he does play at a pretty damn low level in these games. Because he never builds upgrades, he falls off in the late game as well. He ends up winning this game. Nick wasn't too happy about it. It is what it is. I do think if Nick just literally, like, one piece of advice for any BC user out there, I'm sorry non-BC users for telling people this, it's anytime those BCs fly in. So anytime you're flying in with your BCs like this, guys, what you want to do as Nick is you want to scan down here, see where the army's coming from. And if you don't see it coming, or if you do, what you do is you grab your BCs, you click underneath them a few times so they all stack up close to each other. And then you just Yamato a bunch of their units, and then you teleport home. And that is how you do the battlecruise attacks. The problem Nick was having is Nick wasn't really doing this. Nick was kind of flying in and just using them to shoot a base and then teleporting home. And it's decent damage, but it's nowhere near as much. And we were leaving so much money on the table. Could have Yamato'd a bunch of Vikings or Cyclones there. And this was a very dangerous teleport. This is a small map. This is a very dangerous teleport because you immediately get jumped on here and lose a bunch of BCs. The other thing is obviously you've got to wait for the cooldown to be ready before you go for another drive-by. And you kind of just do one of these drive-bys about every minute of the game. takes a minute to cool down, so you just do another drive-by down the right of the map, then you do a drive-by on the left of the map, and you just keep doing that, and you can wear them down. But the BCs really did not get value, even though the upgrades were sick for Nick in this game. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the return of the Flow files. Thanks so much for watching. I do hope Flow sends me some more Protoss games soon. Please, Florencio, play some Protoss. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye and good night.